My first mistake was overtraining. I remember back when I was in my early to mid 20s, I used to work out 6 times, if not 7 times per week, doing 40 sets plus a workout. Whereas if you compare to fast forward now to the present day, I work out 4 times per week, doing around 20 sets per workout. The volume's been halved. And to be honest, guys, how I never got injured back then, I got very fortunate. You might be able to get away with it in your 20s, but certainly not as you get into your 30s. And to be honest, I feel as though I look better. I'm certainly a lot stronger, and I put more muscle on now by doing half the volume back than when I was in my 20s, my early 20s, doing all this crazy volume. So, you don't have to live in the gym or live working out every day. You can get more than good enough results just even going 2 times per week, 2 full bodies a week, or just doing a 3-4 day split. That's more than sufficient, and it's more than enough to get the results. And more to the point, it's sustainable long term too. My second mistake is not neglecting my shoulders, not training shoulders more. I've always wanted that V-taper look, narrow waist, wide shoulders. And for the first 5-6 years of my training, all I really did for shoulders was seated dumbbell shoulder press and some machine work. I didn't do any standing shoulder press. I did no standing lateral raises, no standing rear delts across, rear delts kneeling over, zero trap work, zero shrugs. And it was any wonder why my shoulders didn't develop. I concentrated way too much on chest when I should have been focusing more on my shoulders. And as a result, I think I'd have had a lot wider shoulders than I currently do now. For the last couple of years, I focused a lot more on the width exercises, the flying exercises, as I like to call them. Loads of lateral raises, standing, seating, loads of pressing. Loads of rear delts or stuff like that. So I definitely neglect not training my shoulders a lot more than what I should have done. Because I definitely feel that I've had a lot bigger and wider looking shoulders. The shoulders that I know a lot of people are after, because it does give you that wide shoulders and narrow waist, the V-taper look. My next mistake is neglecting legs. And what I mean by not just legs, neglecting free weight leg training. Again, similar to shoulders, all I really did for legs was the leg press and leg extensions, basically machine work. So when I went to go and do free weight, I was an absolute mess. I remember being able to, at one point, leg press about £700, which is like, yeah, that's impressive. People think, well, it's not really, because then I went to go and squat. I don't even think it was £100. Went to back squat it, and it collapsed, and it fell on me, and I went flying back. Just showing you that, yeah, you might be able to leg press a lot, but I had zero free weight leg strength of my own. I did zero squatting, no front squats, no split squats, no lunges, and as a result, yeah, I had big legs, big, probably big-ish legs, muscle on them and stuff like that, but they weren't strong. So when I went to do free weight exercises, I was a complete mess. So I definitely regret not focusing more on leg exercises and, more to the point, free weight leg exercises, not just sticking to machines. My next mistake is diet, and what I mean by the diet is not eating proper foods and focusing too much on protein shakes. I'm not even funny, guys. I must have spent close to over £1,000. Well, I say me, my family have helped out, well over £1,000 on protein supplements that I didn't even need. I only started eating eggs probably about 5 years ago, which, the cost a fraction of the price, less than a quarter of the price. You want to be eating real proper, getting your real proper protein instead of relying on all these supplements which cost a fortune, and you never know what's in them anyway. So you don't know the damage. I certainly don't know the damage I've done to my body having all that stuff. Not getting the supplements like zinc, vitamin D, all stuff like that. So I definitely regret not having a proper diet. And last but not least, I'd say don't become obsessed. I remember, like you're saying, going every day, 6 times per week. You do become obsessed, and at the end of the day, you got your life to live. There's more important things than going to the gym and working out. And with that comes genetics. Your genetics are ultimately going to determine a lot on how you look. You're not always going to have the genetics to, build as much muscle as, say, Arnold Schwarzenegger or any of the idols that you look up to. Just be the best that you can be. I know I'm never going to be, my genetics are 14 stone too fat, 13 stone in shape, 12 stone really lean. I haven't got the genetics to put on loads and loads of muscle, but I just want to be the best that I can be, and more importantly, be the best you can be. And that's ultimately the main thing I'm getting across in that, is that just be the best that you can be.